Good evening, Reverend Michael McMorrow, Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow, coming to you live from the sanctuary at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills, California, a place where we welcome all who practice their beliefs and faith and love. And if you don't know where Granada Hills is, it's in the North San Fernando Valley, which is about 45 minutes north of LAX on a good day. And so for the other 364 days, it's about an hour and 10 minutes away. Anyway, we're delighted to have you with us. If this is your first time joining us on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit subscribe and that notifications bell, because we are also on Sunday, and you're welcome to join us for that. Tonight I have our presider, the wonderful Beverly Scott, and we're going to go through our opening ritual. We have some friends here in the sanctuary, and if you're local here, make some time and come on down. It's a lot more fun when you're here rather than there. All right, so let's just start by bringing the lights down and taking a deep, conscious breath and releasing. And in that release, we're just releasing all the cares and concerns of the day. We're just shaking the dust from the sandals, allowing ourselves to surrender to this eternal now moment as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Now, fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this evening. So as Beverly lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. The eighth candle we light for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here in our sanctuary, within our online community, and of course within our own hearts. And as Beverly lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. God.
As I turn within in this moment, giving honor and recognition to the great Creator, my Creator, the Creator of all beings, I standing knowing that I am secure, safe, perfect, and at peace. I value this union that I have with Spirit. I long to enter into the secret place of the Most High and just be there in the stillness, to rejuvenate, to remember that I'm never alone, that I'm loved. And because of this knowledge, this knowing, it inspires me to go forth and carry my cross each day and be that light barrier to each and every one that I encounter, radiating this inner peace, this joy, this abundant life that is mine now. I recognize and realize and declare that infinite wisdom, the divine presence, is my life, my supply, my soul, my high tower, my fortress. I invite each of my brothers and sisters to feel this greatness, this essence, and just release themselves to take the step to lean in to this ever-present pressure, good pressure, this leaning against us that we feel. I want to give thanks and offer up health and prosperity to each and every one that falls under my voice this evening, the people that's here in the sanctuary and the people that are online, and for the world. I am so grateful. I release this word knowing that without a shadow of a doubt, the universal law knows to do. This word is already manifest, and I release it at this moment. Together, let us affirm, and so it is.
So it is.
Wow, so good to be here. I am just elated each and every Wednesday night that I come in here. There's so much I want to talk about and say. So this evening, I just want to share with you the strength, all of us, my strength. I'm strengthened by the Spirit within. When I dismiss and have dismissed all fear, then I know that God is love. When I've turned away from every sense of weakness, I know that God is strength. When I've turned from all belief in separateness, I find the indwelling Spirit, and I press forward with the certainty, with the certain knowledge that I am forever one with the invisible presence that is able, ready, and willing to direct all my ways. And this is a spiritual truth for all beings, for all of life. I know there is a divine authority at the center of my being that announces itself in every act. When it fills me with such great joy. Today I accept my good and the good of each and every other person that I encounter, for I know that they are direct descendant of the same energy that I am, the same spirit that strengthens me. Today I bless that good and cause it to multiply in my experience. Today I shall not fear nor doubt, for God within me strengthens me. I share that with you and I leave that with you to contemplate and meditate throughout this evening and the rest of the week. Love, peace, and harmony I leave with you. Thank you. I do have some announcements that I will quickly go through so that we can enter into our meditation. As always, if you're in need of prayer or would like to speak with a practitioner, there's always one available at CSLGH.org. We have service each and every Sunday. There's a 9 a.m. service and a 10:30 service. Most importantly, the announcement I would like to share is the upcoming this Saturday. We will honor and send our beloved sister, Judy Dunkley. We have a memorial service beginning at 1:30. The Spiritual Unity Movement Full Moon Service will be here this Thursday at 7 p.m. There are classes going on Monday night, From Whence We Came with Reverend Nicole. The Granada Hills Street Fair is Saturday, October 22nd, 10 a.m. And as always, if you're looking for a home, please visit, fill out an application to become a member. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to be clear, if you're looking for a spiritual home,
Thank you. Thank you. Looking for a spiritual home.
I mean, we have some chairs you can sleep on if you really need it, but just always good to have clarity. Yeah, so the street fair is kind of exciting. So if you don't know, they shut down Chatsworth Street right out in front of the center here, and lots of vendors will have a booth there. It's kind of our opportunity to do a little community outreach. And so if you've been watching and want to check us out, the church will be open. You come have a poke around. If nothing else, you can use the restroom while you're here. Just saying. Lots of folks just do that. So, and it's funny because they say, "Oh, praise Jesus," when they find out they can go to the bathroom. Anyway, so today from Ernest Holmes. So we've been working with this book, the 365 Science of Mind, which is a spiritual system, I suppose you would say, spiritual psychology that's been developed by a fellow named Ernest Holmes. And so this book is put together from, he published a magazine called Science of Mind magazine. I think he contributed for, 30, maybe 40 years, and it's still going today. Anyway, he wrote this: "I pray without ceasing because I live in constant faith. The secret power of faith is in a conscious union of the soul with the oversoul, realizing that God is an ever-present reality. I know that I cannot escape my union with the infinite. Therefore, I know that I am touched with the spirit of wholeness, filled with everything that the perfection of this divine spirit must contain. My being is so close to the divine that there is no separation whatsoever. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. I understand the meaning of the thought that no one can shut the doorways of my self-expression. I understand that there is no problem that cannot be solved. I realize that the truth is already established and that the power of good is mine today, right now, in all of its completion and perfection, in all of its purity and peace, in all of its wonder and joy, knowing that I abide in the Spirit of truth and that the Spirit of truth abides in me. Today I open my consciousness to a greater acceptance of life. I realize that my entire being is in the hands of a higher power, that my thought is molded by the divine will, that my mind responds completely to the indwelling presence that is God. I fast from fear and feast upon faith. Ooh, that's a good line. I fast from fear and I feast upon faith. For I am certain that every good thing that God has intended for me exists right where I am. Acknowledging my good, I enter into the banquet hall of life. I recognize the Spirit as my host. I recognize that all others are unified with me in the Spirit of good. I pray without ceasing because I live in perfect faith. Yes, that's a nice juicy reading tonight. So we can see here some of the influences of Ernest Holmes when he speaks right off the bat. The secret power of faith is in a conscious union of the soul with the oversoul. So he was a big student of Emerson. And so this teaching, this spiritual system really comes out of the transcendental movement. And with this notion that really starts with the question, what if God was good and only good? And if I really knew that as in the foundation of my soul and really knew it to be so, then how would that shape my spiritual life? In this way, then there would be nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Because by definition, this notion of God, which really needs to be a personal recognition, a personal experience, so that it's available, right? Because the more that we feel its availability, then we can utilize its power. And so what our practice around here is to understand that that we are the microcosm within the macrocosm, that all that God is in the large, we are in the finite, that we are a reflection of that, which is covered up with all the dust of confusion and separation and distraction, because there's so many things in the world that in the beginning appear to be so fun until they're not, right? Which pull us out, as they say in 12-step, to block us from the sunlight of the Spirit. So in this way, if God is good and only good, then there is no sin but an error in thought. There is no offense against the divine, because the divine, being good and only good, love and only love, unconditionally, can see the world beyond the confines of human understanding with our own sense of keeping score and comparing and coveting sometimes, and just total acceptance for who we are. That's actually kind of a huge thing, because even, humans talk about loving unconditionally, but there's usually a condition in there somewhere, right? There's a payoff somewhere. So, but that for me makes it even cooler to know that there's some kind of a cosmic thing going on, and that we're all connected in this vibration, in this presence, certainly a power, an intelligence, that all these things working together and expressing then as beauty, as creativity, as light, as love. And I like knowing that. I like knowing that I can attune my thought with the thought of the divine, and that I can utilize the power, even use the power. Like I was saying on Sunday, in the same way we use electricity to power a power tool, right? Our creativity is the power tool. And that when we attune ourselves to the indwelling presence, because we don't really have to go looking for it, we just have to remember that it's already there. And that's the great mystery and the great truth. And it's always unfolding. So whatever our understanding of it was last year, which was greater than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's going to be even deeper tomorrow or next week, right? Even if we have a couple of days in there where we want to just pitch the whole proposition. Because that too is part of the deal, right? So I love the expression out of yoga. You guys have heard me say this before. In yoga, they talk about working your edge when you're working with a particular posture. And to work your edge is to stretch yourself just enough, just to find just enough space within the posture where you don't injure yourself, that you're just pushing yourself just a little bit. And I think that's what our spiritual life is like too, right? That we're working our edge just enough, right, to broaden, to strengthen our understanding, to deepen our connection. And then the irony of it all, of course, is that we witness at each to the other, right? So we start to see the divine in everything, right? And then we tell the skeptical mind to just shut the hell up, right? And we just, even in the beginning, we might just, okay, today I'm going to pretend like everything that presents itself to me is a present from the divine, is a gift. And I look down and I see a dandelion poking up through the sidewalk, or, a nice gentle breeze, or a beautiful woman goes walking by, or, O'Melveny has, we look up in the hills there. So whatever it is, it's just all a gift. And then this helps to cultivate a sense of connection that moves from the head down into the heart. And then we experience a sense of quickening. a deep sense of just knowing that all is well. And maybe the outside condition hasn't really changed much, but we've changed on the inside. So meditation, oddly, helps with that. Because meditation, we're just going to focus on the breath, on the movement of the breath in the nostril. And then we'll notice the thoughts will start to subside. And then we'll then focus on the exhale and on the movement of the breath on the upper lip. And you'll see, you'll start to go deeper and deeper. It doesn't mean that you won't still be thinking thoughts, but we just observe the thought, not attached to it, like a leaf going down a stream. And if we catch ourselves thinking, we just go, oh, thinking, and then just bring ourselves back to the breath. That's the whole practice. All right. So let's get started. Let's just start by taking a deep conscious breath and release. And Renzen's going to bring up the Om and Bros for us. And taking another deep breath. And on the exhale, just feel the release. The shoulders drop. We're comfortable in our seat. Releasing tension so we're not, working at anything. We're just releasing. Following the breath. And so for tonight, we'll just do a quick body scan. So let's bring our attention to the sensation of our feet against the floor or within the shoe. And the breath. Moving up the leg into the knees. Sometimes we can torque the knee a little bit. Just release that. And so what do we mean by release? Just take a deep breath. And just release that place where you're picking up any tension in your scan. Staying with the breath. Into the upper leg. The hamstring. Up into the buttocks and bring our attention to the sit bones. Following the breath. We notice our sit bones. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. And moving up from the sit bones. Up the spine. The spine is erect but free of tension. The belly rises and falls easily. Up the spine. And the spine is balanced over the sit bones. Up into the shoulders. Down into to the arms and the hands. Releasing any tension. And as we focus on the breath, focus on sensation in the body, the mind stills even more. So the chin slightly tilted downward. On the next exhale, just release your face. Bringing your attention to the spot above the eyebrows, the third eye, and the crown of the head. Following the breath. So we're going to take a breath together and then we're going to exhale, focusing our attention on the exhale as we move into the silence for about 15 minutes or so. So taking a deep breath. Feel the release. And now following the exhale. staying with the breath. Imagine with me at your heart center that the flame of the divine resides. So now we're fanning that flame with the breath. With each inhale. Knowing that we are surrounded by the light of the divine, we're breathing in the light of the living Spirit, commingling with the light within, an energetic exchange, releasing that which is no longer needed, taking that which is needed to re-inspire the body temple. So fanning that flame now to a ball of light within the heart center. So we're just breathing in light and exhaling love. And this ball of light continues to expand with each in-breath, contracting slightly on the exhale in the way that you would inflate a balloon. Staying with the breath, embracing and releasing. So this ball of light and love now extending beyond the body torso, side to side, front to back, top to bottom. We're just sitting in this energetic of light and love, staying with the breath. Extending even further out, so that this very sanctuary now is filled with the light and love. This sanctuary that has had prayers and meditations breathed into it since the 70s. We feel the energetic of our spiritual ancestors. The energetic of connecting with others who are online, either now or even later, that there is this quantum connection even, activated even now. And so with this conscious union, with the Spirit, this conscious field, this field that we've created of light and love, we bring our cares and concerns for the day, take a deep breath, and release those to this field of light. All that we no longer need, our vision for that greater life yet to be, just releasing all of that. And so in this place of conscious union with the One, then, we recognize and know that there is but one power, one presence, one source, one life, one living intelligence, the creative impulse of life, the wellspring of love itself. From the farthest reaches of the universe to right where we are. In some crazy, wonderful cosmic way, connected, all of it. So in this place of conscious union, then, we are knowing for the body temple that we, with every breath, that we are attuning the body temple and activating a pattern of perfection that thing within the body that knows precisely how to heal itself, that we are consciously activating that now. That we know that the energetic of the divine is activated now in every quark, every atom, every molecule, every cell, every organ, every muscle, every bone, every sinew, every neuron is firing and aligning with a pattern of perfection, is vibrating as the perfect expression of the essence of the divine, that we're releasing any thought forms, known or unknown, that stand in the way of this complete demonstration of unity, that we're releasing it right now. And knowing that this body in which we inhabit is resonating with a vibration of perfect health, that from this heart space and connection, we are allowing our mind to open to new and creative and dynamic ideas, that we are open to the creative impulse of the living intelligence, that we know for any seeming problem, seeming challenge, that the solution is already in place, and that we are intuitively drawn to the right and perfect solution, that any sense of confusion is met with clarity, that any sense of procrastination is met with action. And we take a deep breath and release that. That we know within our relationships that they are connected, whether they are relationships on the job, in the home, our friendship, or the relationship with ourself. That we know that there is an attuning now to the divine Om of life, the divine song of life that resonates with the vibration of peace and harmony in the innermost ways of being. Take a deep breath. Release. In our creative pursuits, we know that our heart now is aligning with the creative impulse of life that allows us to not only capture new and dynamic ideas, but also has the power behind it in the ways of creative expression. Whether it's with hobbies, expressing within our career path, whatever it is that brings us joy in the creative realms, we breathe into that and release that. So now, having attuned ourselves by means of this meditation here tonight and by means of this mental treatment, that we are mentally aligning ourselves with the infinite power and presence of the divine, to have a greater experience of life, that we are just releasing all of it now to that aspect of the mind of the divine itself that knows only to say yes. Yes, my beloved, yes, in you I am well pleased. So we take one more deep breath and release it to its divine unfoldment with all the power and creativity contained therein. We're just releasing it, allowing it to be so. So as we move through the rest of this evening, we do so arriving to our homes in safety and in good order, that we make our way through our evening, arriving to our beds. As our head hits the pillow, we drift off easily to sleep, sleeping deeply, restfully, dreaming sweet dreams, that we awaken feeling rested, restored, the sense of vim and vigor and a zest for life and an excitement for the day, that we look through the day for the gifts of the Spirit in our life, as our life, and the lives of those around us. Taking one more deep breath for that final release, just letting it all go with this deep sense of gratitude and confidence, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. Together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So, thank you. That's your first time joining us. So that last little bit on the end is what's called a mental treatment. So we align ourselves with God as we understand it to be, right? Our own unique understanding of how that works, knowing that nothing is standing in the way, speaking our word with confidence for whatever our concerns are, health, wealth, creative expression, right employment, and then we just release it. Let the infinite power and presence of the divine do its thing by means of our life, by means of your life. So if that resonates with you and makes any kind of sense to you at all, you're welcome to join us on Sunday mornings here locally at 9 a.m., or you can join us here online at 10:30. We have a full music program. We have the wonderful Teresa James this Sunday coming in. And also for those of you who are local, just a reminder that we do have our celebration of life for our dear Judy Dunkley, and that's on Saturday afternoon at 1:30. So look for those of you who care to join us for that too. She was a wonderful presence and looked after a lot of folks in her tenure here and at other centers too. A very sweet soul. And of course today is Yom Kippur. So for our Jewish friends who've been out there praying for us poor Gentiles, thank you. And the way that we see that is knowing that we are at one-ment rather than atonement. We are at one-ment with the universe. So peace and blessings. Know that you're loved, and I'll see you next time. Good night.